Hello everyone. This is the pre-market report video for 23rd December 2022 in terms of Nifty and Bank Nifty. Yesterday, as you may all know now, even though it was the expiry day, Indian market was not so different from what happened on day before yesterday. Along with this new pandemic worries, market interprets the RBI meeting minutes as future possible further rate hike. As we discussed about that in detail in the last pre-market video itself, so I don't want to repeat the same information. Yesterday, early in the morning, Nifty opened a gap up of 90 points, but within 20 minutes, it erased all its gain and continues to slide towards 18,100. Then, because of the positive European market opening, it kind of arrests the index fall and supports it around 18,100 mark. Again, yesterday too, all the sectors closed red except IT. Then, regarding the European market, it traded positive until the US market opening. As soon as the US market opens, all four European major index turns negative and closed negative. Now, coming to US market. Last night, before their market opening, Bureau of Economic Analysis released the US Q3 GDP growth rate data. I hope you guys remember the Fed chairman speech that we discussed in detail on 15th December pre-market video. In short, when the journalist questioned about the interest rate hike against recession worries, Fed chairman replied and highlighted that there was no recession worries, and even in 2024 he expect US GDP to grow over 0.5%. So it kind of signals that as long as the economy grows, the Fed people will do aggressive rate hike and keep the higher interest rate for the longer period, which will possibly can cause a severe recession. Now coming to the present day, as I said, US government released the Q3 GDP data. The data comes as 3.2% against expectation of 2.9%, which means US economy grows very fast. 2.9% growth rate for the advanced economic country like US is the super duper good data. As we know, I discussed a lot of times, for US, any good economy data is bad for the stock market. This basically increased the worries among the investors that FOMC and Fed people might increase the interest rate much aggressive and keep it for the much longer period. Because of this super duper GDP growth rate number, all three US major index literally collapsed yesterday. At one period of time, Nasdaq was down by over 3% and Dow Jones dropped over 700 points. Discussed a lot of times, 3% drop is equivalent to the drop of over 600 points in Nifty in one single day. Anyway, in the end, it recovered some of its losses. Dow Jones lost 1.05%, S&P 500 down by 1.4% and Nasdaq crashed by 2.18%. It's not just the GDP data worries, there are other couple of tech stock issues as well. First, there was a semiconductor company which gave a very bad future forecast. This literally crashed the semiconductor index to over 5%. And I hope you guys remember about the Tesla's discount offer in China. Last night, Tesla made the similar discount offer for new US customer. I mean, they discounted the Model 3 car price by $7,500 US. Again, they made this offer to accelerate the selling and to meet the forecasted volume. Literally, this crashed the Tesla shares to over 10% and in the end, it closed down by near 9%. Last night, except Netflix, all of the tech stocks was down by 2 to 3%. Again, there is no major change in dollar index and 10-year treasury bond yield. Then about oil, US EIA Energy Information Administration released a statement that American households only used 87 billion cubic feet of natural gas for heating against expectation of 93 BCF. Additionally, the present weather forecast mentioned that there will be a delay in cold winter against the earlier prediction. This halts the oil rally. At this time of this video, Brent crude oil was traded at $82 per barrel and WTI crude oil was traded at $78 per barrel. Then about the Indian areas in US market, the crash continued there too. Now because of this US tech stock weakness, IT stocks crashed more than that of the banks. And there was more drama in SGX Nifty. At one point of time, SGX Nifty dropped below 18,000 mark. But in the end, it recovers some as the US market recovers. Anyway, at 3 AM Indian Standard Time, it closed at around 18,100. So based on that, for the present moment, it's indicating 50 points gap down opening today. Just for fun, at that time, I mean when SGX Nifty dropped below 18,000 mark, I planned to create a thumbnail stating that 200 points gap down. It's good I didn't close that way. So that's all about the global market last night. Now coming to the Indian market, what to expect. I know yesterday is expiry day, but still the present PCR ratio for Nifty is around 0.57. So there might be a chance, as some might thought, add new put options as a hedge to those additional call options, since all the worst were already factored other than that of the IT stocks. Again, it's just hope or guess, not based on any info. Anyway, about sector and stock specific. Yesterday in the aftermarket has Defense Ministry approved the purchase of 84,000 crores worth of new defense items. So it's very positive news for defense stocks. Then the second sector specific was that the government reduced the subsidiary gas allowance for fertilizers company. They did it to cut the cost. But it's negative for both fertilizers and agriculture based companies, so it might have a negative impact on those related stock price. Then about the stocks, Reliance is on shopping spree. You guys decide whether it's positive or negative. Generally, I consider this as positive, but there are a lot in it, like who they are acquiring, what price, and what strategic advantage it brings like. It's difficult to answer those questions in half night. Anyway, regarding the information, first, Jio acquires 100% of earliest Anil Ambani's Reliance Infratel, like their tower and fiber assets and everything. Then the second, Reliance Retail acquires Metro Cash and Carry India. It's B2B retail. I mean business to business retailer who got over 3 million business customers in India. Then the third, they acquired 23.3% stake in some US based robotics company. Honestly, I don't know the significance here, but overall the business is expanding both organically and inorganically, so I consider this as positive for Reliance. The next share specific is regarding the Info Edge. I mean, yesterday LIC increased its shareholding stake in Info Edge to over 5%. This is a positive news for that stock. I don't know how many of you guys know this, but just for info, InfoEdge owns all these India related websites like Naukri.com, 99acres.com, Shiksha.com, etc. As a summary, last 2 days global momentum was really very positive, but still Indian market closed really very negative. Today, now global momentum itself turned really very negative. I don't know what to say. Hope Nifty holds 18,000. Since for most of the Western companies, including banks and NBFCs, this year, today is the last working day. So they might want to close their position. Thus, it can be both short covering or profit booking. But for this moment, it's indicating negative trade day. And there is no major macro that I know is scheduled to release during our market hours. Coming to technical, on the daily chart, if we consider the last 3 days combined, both Nifty and Bank Nifty forms a 3 outside down pattern formation on the candlestick chart. This formation is very strong and widely considered by analysts to detect when the trend is about to reverse or for the bearish continuation if it accompanies by relatively high trade volume. But at present, the trade volume is not supportive of that. Again, but overlapping candles over the last few sessions, which also reflects the market's inability to sustain the gains what it's making. So, any slowdown in the downside momentum around the support of 18,100 to 18,000 levels can push sharp upside. For the moment, there is no sign of any bottom reversal so far. Regarding moving averages and technical indicator summary, for both Nifty and Bank Nifty, it's same as yesterday. 2 days back, Nifty broke the 50-day moving average, but it's still above the 100 and 200 day. Thus, it's just a sell signal, not a strong sell. Then about technical indicators, there are more number of indicators now are indicating the sell signal, so it's a strong sell. RSI value further drops to 40.5 from 42.7 on day before yesterday. Anyway, it's to sell indication. For Bank Nifty, still it haven't broke the 50, 100 and 200 day moving average, but it just broke the 5, 10 and 20 day moving averages. So as a moving average summary, it's neutral. However, more technical indicators are indicating the sell signal. Thus, in case of technical indicator summary, it's a strong sell. Regarding RSI, the value dropped from 45 to 42. So there from neutral to sell. Since yesterday was the options weekly expiry, so there is no point in analyzing the options open interest. So from pivot chart for Nifty, at present the immediate support is present at around 18,020 and strong support is at 17,920. On the higher side, the immediate resistance to break is at 18,270. Then in terms of Bank Nifty, the support is present at around 42,090, whereas the immediate resistance is at 42,800 and the significant resistance is at 43,230. So that's all in this video. Hope you all got some useful information. Please consider subscribing the channel and liking the video, so it will help me beat the YouTube algorithm and it will also motivate me to do more. Please don't make any investment decision based on this, as I'm not a SEBI registered advisor. I'm doing it for my and viewers educational purpose only. Thanks for watching.